Weather threatens today, so the cars are already on the track. And center stage in our coverage, a dose of trading places, a racing commentator, and a commentating racer. As you look at the starting lineup at the bottom of the screen, let's check with the racing commentator.
All right, Wally Dallenbach, Benny Parsons, you got me?
Got you, BP.
All right, first race in a good while. How you feel?
I am excited. I feel good.
Hey, Wally, this is Tony Stewart.
Tony, get my care package up there?
Yeah, I got a nice Coke up here that you sent and a couple cowtails. I don't know what those are about yet, but I'll check it out. Hey, I got a question for you. I mean, I know you haven't been driving for a while, so, I mean, you think you're going to be able to stay in the seat all day, or am I going to have to get down there and get suited up?
Well, first of all, that's a Pepsi, not a Coke. Second of all, I've been waiting a year for this. I think I can make it. So, stand by today, buddy.
All right, pal. Well, if you start getting tired, make sure you give me enough time to get down there and get changed so I can get down there and get ready.
I definitely will.
All right, pal. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our racing commentator today, Wally Dallenbach, starting in the 26th position in a Pepsi car. And our commentating racer, joining Betty and I in the booth, is Tony Stewart, winner last week at Watkins Glen. Great to have you here, and look forward to having some fun this afternoon. These guys did not get any race practice because of rain yesterday. You were out on the track this morning in your Home Depot car. What conditions did they face?
Well, the funny thing was a lot of the guys in practice came down to the Busch guys came down to their Cup partners during the intermission between the first 45-minute session and the second 45-minute session, checking to see how the cars were driving, how the track conditions were changing. Mike McLaughlin came running down after our first 45-minute session, spent a lot of time with Zippy while I was off doing some other things, but the conditions changed a lot. We ran the first 45-minute session, a lot of grip in the racetrack. Second 45-minute session, track gave up a lot of bit, a lot of slipping and sliding around there. Cars were going all the way to the bottom of the racetrack to the line, all the way up by the wall. So I think you're going to see a wide variety of lines, and depending on how your car's handling is where you're going to be on the racetrack.
Who have not practiced on race trim, most of these Busch Series drivers, BP, a little extra nervous about this first corner?
They have to be. Although the pole sitter, Kevin LePage, all his practice yesterday was with race setup. They just kind of threw something at them for qualifying, and guess what? He gets on the pole at 37 car.
Well, keep one thing also in mind. This is the only time that the Busch Grand National Series gets a chance to come to Michigan. We're here for a second time with the Winston Cup cars where, like you said, none of these guys this year with this combination of tire and this aero package, none of these guys have had a lap here in race trim. So it's going to be very surprising for a lot of guys when they get down to that first corner to see what they've got.
We've got cameras all over Wally's car today.
Wally's covered up cameras. That's inside the Pepsi Dodge.
Got onboard communications from a couple of different sources as well, so we'll check in with Wally throughout the day. Getting set to go here at Michigan. This is a 250-mile race on a 2-mile track, 125 laps. Very few cautions traditionally in this race, and fuel mileage has dictated the winner several times in years past. Kevin LePage brings him down for the start. NASCAR Busch Series racing from Michigan on TNT is green.
Check it out. Scott Riggs had those two cars side by side. Kevin LePage and Michael Walter just drives by from his third spot and takes the lead.
Riggs on the brake to the point. Kevin LePage runs second. They're double wide for third. It's Jason Keller to the inside of Michael Waltrip. Keller in the 57, Mikey in the 99. And here comes LePage looking back for that lead.
Scott Riggs, the 10 car, will lead the first lap. Hank Parker Jr., the red and white 36 on the inside of 21.
Kevin LePage digging hard to get that top spot back. Ooh, squeezed up in front of Riggs.
Of the 34 car, that's Steve Grissom this week.
Picked up 3 spots in his first lap.
Jimmy Spencer, the 1 car on the inside.
Here's Michael Waltrip on Scott Riggs for second, the 99 car.
Michael was one of the fastest cars in Winston Cup practice this morning, so it's going to be no surprise to see him up close to the front today.
Keller and Riggs, the third and fourth place cars are your teammates. So they'll work together here a little bit to try and sort their cars out.
Oh, you're 4 wide.
With Wally on the outside.
Yeah, but he wasn't scared, though. He just stayed in the gas and got back. Out of the 4 cars, he ended up second going in that corner.
And he's trying to come back on the inside. We're talking about dialing back in the 6th.
Jimmy Spencer in the 1, just went through the both of those. Spencer 21st, Biffle 22nd, Wally's 23rd. That's Mike McLaughlin and the Joe Gibbs 18 right behind him.
You can already see guys clear from the bottom of the track, 2/3 of the way up the racetrack, and that's not uncommon here. Michigan is a very, very nice track for being able to provide many, many different routes. And depending on how your car is driving, you can move around. If your car's tight, you can move down. If your car's loose, you can move up. So it gives the driver an opportunity to at least do what he needs to do as a driver to get the right handling of his car.
Michael Waltrip trying to take an opportunity to get the lead.
And he does. Now Jason Keller trying to go by in 3rd spot. Scott Riggs has gotten by for 2nd. Riggs looking for the lead. Oh, a little smoke off that 10. Did it bottom out maybe?
That's probably the valence early in the race here. It'll grind its way and it'll kind of find its own height where it wants to be. But early in the race, it's not uncommon to see the valence drag and get a little bit of smoke from that.
Side by side for the top spot with Riggs and Michael Waltrip. Got Kevin LePage, Jason Keller, all in that mix. Jeff Burton has moved up as well. He's in 5th place.
And Michael Waltrip already just a few laps into the race, as high as he could go up in 3 and 4 almost.
Another lead change. You're talking about how wide this racetrack is, Tony. It's one of the things I know you drivers just love about this place. The ability to hunt a spot on the track that your car will run and have it be just as fast as another spot on the track.
That and it eliminates another variable that's been a topic that's been too common this year, and that's aero push. You know, the good thing about this track being as wide as it is, you don't have to follow a guy right behind him in the corner, where a lot of the tracks we run, the group is right on the bottom on the line. You're able to move around, move up and down on the straightaways, break the draft, move around and find good clean air. So it gives you an opportunity to do more of a job as a driver than relying on the aero balance of the car.
And that green car, the 9 car, he has gained 6 spots since the start of this race. Jeff Burton
in the game car. Ooh, little wiggle there for Keller when Burton got up behind him. And continues to run in 3rd place, just ahead of his teammate there, the 57 of Jason Keller. Now, while Jason runs in 4th, his rival for the Busch Series Championship, Greg Biffle, is stuck back in traffic in 17th place. It's early, but it's good if you're a Keller fan.
But Biffle started in 28th, so he has worked his way forward to 11 spots. As we see Nemechek, 87, Stacy Compton in 59. Battle for the, what, 8th? 9th?
8th?
You talked about this being a short sprint. It's still important to get as much track position as you can, because now you're racing to the yellow. Now you're going to try to be the first one in the pits, first one out of the pits. So even though this really isn't a big stretch of green flag runs, and it really doesn't seem like it's very important, it is important to these teams to get that track position. So when you do come in and for the pit stops, you try to get out and get a good track position, because it might be a long run after that. So if you can get good track position after the pit stop, you may not have to work your car and your tires so hard after the stop.
Jason Keller, 57, trying to get by the 25 car, Hamilton Jr. for 2nd spot. Okay, drive up, Jason, clear. And he did.
Maybe you should be spotting for Wally.
Yeah, we talked about Biff just a moment ago. He's in the 17th position. There he is. Right behind him is
one back.
Matt, what's going on with Biffle? Oh, loose.
Well, Benny, they were exactly talking about the 60 car being loose on entry.
He's got a pit road to you, Matt. He just got really...
That vibration that I've been feeling the whole weekend was the motor. Because I felt it at the start of the race, too.
What a huge moment in the Busch Series Championship, and you were riding right behind him. Greg Biffle has lost an engine, and he's the first car out at Michigan.
All right, Matt. A little disappointment down that 60 pit.
fell out of the race a minute ago. I believe Matt Yoakum is down there to get a word with him.
And he's talking to Jack Roush, the owner of the 60 car right now. Biffle had an 82-point lead coming into Michigan. 2 Truck Series wins here, but snake bit both Busch races here are 43rd. This is going to be a big hit of points for you, Greg. When did you notice you had a problem? Did you feel something in practice yesterday?
Yeah, when we unloaded the Granger car from the truck, it had a vibration. We weren't able to isolate it. We changed the drive shaft, changed the rear gear, and we didn't change the transmission, but we didn't have any practice. No practice here at all with the rain. We failed to make the cup race because we only made 3 qualifying runs over there. We failed to find out we had an engine problem here with this car because we didn't have any practice. So really hurt us this weekend.
A tough early exit for the point leader.
And the caution flag is out, the mandatory caution that we told you about that NASCAR was going to throw to allow teams after 25 laps of racing to check over their cars because of the lack of practice. Catch up there, Dennis. Dennis Dillard, driver of the pace car there in the Busch Series, trying to get up there in front of the leader.
All right, let's drive. Hey, Wally, BP, you got me?
Yeah, BP.
Okay, you going to pit this time?
Going to pit this time, get 4 new Goodyears on this baby, and loosen it up a little bit off. Car's dynamite getting into the corner. I mean, it's really fun driving this thing into one. So if we can keep that and not give up anything else, I think we can pick a few more off.
Has Eddie, Tommy, and the guys told you what you're going to do to the car to loosen it up?
I think we're going to probably just make a slight air pressure adjustment, and we're going to make a track bar adjustment.
All right, well, we'll watch it.
All right.
Hopefully Wally remembers that the pit road speed limit today is 55 miles an hour. He's a little out of practice with this.
Maybe that's no, that would be cheating. It would be a mild form of cheating.
Let's just watch. How's that? Jeff Burton, Jason Keller, Michael Waltrip, Jeff Green, and Todd Bodine will be the front 5 coming in. There are about 15 cars at the back of the field who pitted under the last caution. We'll see how many of them stay on the racetrack. Here they come. Marty?
They come slowly down pit road. Jeff Burton, the leader, is really loose in 1 and 2 and really tight in 3 and 4. He thinks the wind is having an effect there. They'll take a pound out of the left rear tire. They will also make a wedge adjustment. Michael Waltrip behind Jeff Burton on pit road. He is in the 3rd position. Little loose everywhere for Michael Waltrip. They're going to change the air pressure on the left side and make a wedge adjustment for his number 99 Chevrolet. Dave?
Marty, remember the tire changers and tire carriers for Jason Keller are new. They did have to make an adjustment to the track bar to fix a loose off condition. He's also pushing the nose going in. The line at the end of pit road will tell if they've improved.
Well, he beat Jeff Burton out. If Jeff don't run on the cone.
It was at Indianapolis Raceway Park where they had the lead until coming down pit road. Jason Keller's team, they lost the lead to Greg Biffles. Coming to the green here, the first 2 cars in line are Jamie McMurray and Scott Wimmer, and they both came down pit road but only took fuel under this caution. They were among the cars who pitted the first yellow back at lap 13. So fuel only on these first 2. Jason Keller got off pit road first in that 57.
Ready, green flag, go, go, go.
I think a lot of the crew chiefs will be watching too to see how these first 2 cars react without taking tires versus the cars that did take tires and see if there is an advantage or disadvantage to taking or not taking tires.
The trick is you kind of have to know how they were running before the stop, right?
I'm sure those 2 guys in front felt like they were running really good, and that's why they made that decision. But to really know how those cars are going to react versus the guys that took 2 tires or 4 tires, it's still a gamble at this point.
All right, Jason Keller, 57 car, we told you, as he goes by the 4-second spot by Scott Wimmer. We told you that they had gone to the 55 car, gotten the tire changer, tire carriers, and it worked very well for him because of the cars that changed tires. He was the first car off pit road.
Got him track position ahead of Jeff Burton. So Keller to second, Burton to third as Scott Wimmer slips back to fourth. Here they come 3 deep there. Michael Waltrip in the middle, Jeff Green down low.
That's Scott Wimmer on the outside.
And Green will slide through through there and pick up 5th place. There's Mike McLaughlin in the 18.
And here they come for the lead. Jason Keller, 57. All right, has he led a lap yet, Alan?
He just did.
All right, 5 bonus points for that 57 car. So the hole for Greg Biddle just gets a little bit deeper. Dave, those guys down the pit pretty happy now, I guess, aren't they?
Well, Steve Addington, the crew chief, had a satisfied look when his driver took the lead, but how about that pit stop? You were the first of the guys that took 4 tires. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, we're really satisfied, and I appreciate Jimmy Elledge and Andy Petrie letting me use the tire changer this weekend. Maybe we can get this Albertsons Ford in victory lane. My guys have really been working hard on their pit stops, but we were just struggling at the racetrack, and I think we're going to keep working with them, even though we're going to work with these guys here for a few races.
Well, that's what they did tell me. It's not like they didn't try to improve their pit stops. They worked and worked, and they finally decided they needed to take a step up.
You know, that's such a tough call for Steve Addington, because while he gains on race day here on these pit stops, he risked damaging the morale of his team as they were in the fight for a championship.
But again, I think those teams realize, the guys on the team realize, winning the championship, after all, that is the goal, is not having a pit stop that's a half a second better or worse than the other competition. Winning the championship, that's what they're trying to do. And those guys on 55 car can do that.
Jeff Burton, Jamie McMurray, 2nd and 3rd place. And here comes Michael Waltrip into that picture in the 99.
Talking to Clarence Brewer this morning on the 27 car, the owner of the 27 car, and told me the Williams sponsorship will be going away at the end of this year, so he's actively seeking out sponsorship for Jamie McMurray. All right, here we go.
This is for 7th place, BP.
Jimmy Spencer, Bob Hamilton Jr., and that 33 car, back about 10th, Tony Raines started 35th. Terrific run for Tony.
Still working on that record for most lead changes in a Michigan Busch Series race. Michael Waltrip is going to take it away from Jason Keller.
But right behind Michael Waltrip is Jeff Burton.
That would be lead change number 11 of this race. The record is 15. Want to see the best in Major League Baseball action? Tune into the Superstation tonight as the Colorado Rockies take on the Braves. Major League Baseball's best on TBS tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, let's take back through the field now. Let you know how your favorite driver's running, starting with the leader in Marty Snyder.
Michael Waltrip just took the lead, Alan. He is tight in, loose off. He says, in fact, I'm so loose off, I'm scaring myself. He's had 4 top 10s in his 5 starts here, on his way to just another one today. Jeff Burton is in 2nd, trying to take the lead. Car very good for Jeff, a little loose in 1 and 2, a little tight in 3 and 4. He thinks that's because of the win. He won here in 1998. May take this brand new car to victory lane today. Dave?
Marty, the 57 car of Jason Keller took on 4 tires with the track bar adjustment on that last stop. I just talked to Steve Addington. He says the car is getting tighter. That's the problem that Jason has been having. Marty?
Todd Bodine has been very impressive today. Started 19th. Currently, he is up to the 4th position. And out on the racetrack, the sun helps him. They're a little bit loose, a little looser than they would like. Actually, now Jeff Green has gone around Todd Bodine. We'll talk Jeff Green first. He is a little loose in, or tight in, actually. A little loose off for Jeff Green. The water temperature is a concern for Jeff Green. The 21 car, they want to take some tape off the grill because the water's at 230 right now. Todd Bodine is right behind him, and again, they are a little bit loose. Same car as Chicago that led the most laps and finished 2nd. There, Scott Riggs behind all those guys. He is sliding the nose for Scott Riggs, and that's forcing him to run the high line. Scott Riggs back in the 6th position. He is 4th in points, however, and he's had no top 10s in his last 6 races. With Biffle, the points leader, out today, he could gain a lot of points. Dave?
Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s car is still tight, even after they put a rubber in the right rear. Bobby's never had a finish on the lead lap here in 3 starts, but then again, he's never had a year like he's had this year. He won earlier this year in New Hampshire. The 27 of Jamie McMurray was tight a little bit earlier. Remember, they did not take on tires, and Gus got him back out for track position. They're on a great run. They've had top 10s in 5 of the last 7 races, and Jamie has moved all the way up to 8th in the Busch Series points. For the 87 of Joe Nemechek, he's never run well here at Michigan. His best finish is 10th,
And right now he reported it on the radio, losing RPM. That is never a good thing. Stacy Compton thought he had a great car here this weekend, but it was really tight. They made a wedge adjustment and a 4-tire change. It's not gotten any better. They did test up here. The 98 of Casey Kane, his car was loose. He changed 4 tires, made an air pressure adjustment, and for right now, he is just a little bit tied off, just recently reporting in on his radio. Alan?
Still a tight fight for the lead up front. Michael Waltrip leading, but Jeff Burton is dogging him and trying to find that opening. Now, if Michael's so loose he's scaring himself, he's doing a pretty good job of running scared.
Michael does a lot of things that scares himself. So.
This is true. Burton is all over him.
That's 0. Brian Reckner. The leaders are going by. Uh-oh, we got a tire on the racetrack.
Looks like a casing down on the inside of turn 4, maybe. Ashton Lewis and Steve Grissom. That's caution coming out now for that debris. Ashton Lewis and Steve Grissom both made, and Stanton Barrett, both made, all 3 made unscheduled pit stops just before this yellow, so that could have come from one of their cars.
Tough break for those 3 cars that just made those pit stops. It's Larry Gunsman in the 94 car that is going to get back in the lead lap.
And Ryan Reffner going to do the same. The Ashton Lewis unscheduled pit stop, engine problems on his car.
All right, let's see. What are you going to do this time? Let's ask our man Wally. Hey, Wally, BP, you going to pit?
Getting in, but it's a push as soon as I get after the
All right, Wally, you going to pit?
I'm not sure yet. The boss hasn't told me, but probably take a little bit make a wedge adjustment here, take a little bit of bite out of the car. The car quits turning when I get after the gas. Gets in still good, but I got to just be a little bit softer on the gas pedal. And
all right, tell those guys in the pits what to do to it. We'll let Wally.
All right, we'll be coming in here. Just make sure you get a good in and out here. Hit the sign, okay? Be 4 tires and an adjustment here.
Tommy Baldwin, the owner of the car that Wally's driving. Tommy Baldwin Racing.
He sounds a lot calmer talking to Wally than he does talking to Ward.
Yeah, but this is stuff that Tommy paid for. So he's probably actually a lot more tense.
I don't think tense would be the word. He'd probably be more scared.
Yeah, that could be. All right, let's see how many of the leaders come in here. Got 68 laps to go. That's farther than anybody can make to the finish on fuel.
I would think so.
But here they all come, except for Scott Riggs. No, I take that back. That's the lap car of Kevin Grubb that stayed out, so Riggs is in also. Go ahead, Marty.
Michael Waltrip comes down pit road clinging to that lead. It was a little bit loose, or a lot loose, as he said, scaring himself, as a matter of fact. They talked about an air pressure adjustment. That is the route they will go. They will also make a wedge adjustment to Michael Waltrip's car. Jeff Burton comes down pit road. His car has actually gotten tighter, so they're going to go up 1 round on the track bar for Jeff Burton. It'll be 4 tires for all these guys. Dave?
David Gebhardt and Pee Wee Hoyle are the new guys on the rear for Jason Keller. This time, Pee Wee made a wedge adjustment. Again, Jason complaining that the car was tight. 4 tires. Keller is gone.
And once again, Jason Keller has a better stop and will take the lead. Casey Kane has a great stop.
All right, the race leaders, Jason Keller, 2 for 2 is that imported pit crew on their stops today. The beautiful orchestration that is a NASCAR pit stop.
Oh, it's just so wonderful. Looking out the back of Hank Parker Jr.'s GNC car, and Mike Wallace's front tire comes down, hits him in the rear, and the guy said, okay, do I go down? Not better carry my left front tire. Okay, let's put the tire on Mike. Okay, now, go get my tire there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay, let's go racing. Jason Keller, Michael Waltrip, Todd
Get
O'Ryan,
ready.
Jeff Burton, and Jeff Green, the top 5.
Get ready. Green, green, green.
And you saw the green and yellow 91 car, Stanton Barrett. As we told you, a car that made an unscheduled pit stop is now a lap down.
And the 34, the silver and blue car, that is Steve Grissom, now driving for Jimmy Spencer. He also made that unscheduled stop. Oh, look at the jam up behind him. Wow.
and Scott Riggs goes blasting by. Jeff Green, the 21 car, got off the throttle, so Scott Riggs blasted to the inside. Green is weaving like he has a flat or something.
Well, he's trying to keep these tires scrubbed off. He must have got high and got into the marbles a little bit, so he's using that long backstretch to try to clean the tires off, so when he gets to 3, he's got a good clean surface again.
Well, there you go.
This is all from 5th place on back.
Wally in the blue car on the inside of Casey Mears. Meanwhile, Scott Riggs goes on the inside of Steve Grissom.
Casey Kane, nice job by the Robert Yates pit crew to get him some track position. Oh, a little bump draft here. Todd Bodine for the race lead in Michigan.
He gave up on the drafting part. He said, I got a good enough run. I'm just going to go on by you.
Todd, a 2-time winner in Busch Series competition at this racetrack. 1992 and in 2000, he went to victory lane here. Marty?
And when he came off pit road, Alan, he thanked his crew. His crew told him, we owed you that one. The stop for Todd Bodine's team, 16.2 seconds, an excellent stop. They made a track bar and air pressure adjustment. Car's very good for Todd.
And we see Jeff Burt, the green car, the 9 game call in instead of Michael Waltrip trying to take away 3rd.
By the way, that is the 14th lead change today. Next one gets the record, or equals to the record.
Michael already going upstairs. That is the Michael Waltrip land up there.
Well, now,
he owns that piece of property there.
Originally, it was the Richard Petty group. Then it became the Harry Gant group. Now it's the Michael Waltrip group. All right, upper left is Wally in the blue car. The 6 machine. He's moving up. That's 9th place he just took.
Going by Stacy Compton.
Not bad. We come back to Michigan with the caution out. Ron Hornaday is spun off of turn number 2.
Oh, and that left front tire's coming apart, tearing the fender up.
Car's in the center.
Both left sides.
Tell me again how the car is in the center of the corner.
I can control the center of the corner with a ratchet. I keep it locked.
Here's what happened to Ron.
On the inside of the 19 car, Tim Sauter, and he just didn't have that wall of air to lean against, and around he went. And right now, Jason Keller is back in the 10th position.
Todd regroups. Makes another charge at Mikey.
Boy, Todd is trying those different lines. He's trying the middle. He's trying the bottom of the racetrack. And man, he has got some horsepower. Look at that 92 go down the backstretch.
It's also just the slipstream. It's kind of like a V. It's kind of like watching geese fly in a V formation. If you can get on the guy's
Keep digging. Now you got him.
if you can get on his left rear like that, that'll suck you up to him. But as soon as you get ahead of him, then the V is going the opposite direction. It helps the guy on the outside. So.
Stay with it.
Todd Bodine's radio we're listening to. It was a transmission on Casey Mears' car. Kevin LePage is done for the day. Suspension problems after he got into the outside wall over there off turn 2.
There's a good possibility. Keller's starting to close in on these guys. Hand signal by Mikey. I think he was saying you're buying dinner tonight.
Yeah. Sure, that's it. Thank you.
Meanwhile, while these guys are playing, here's a guy that's not playing, Jason Keller.
Now Michael's going to have a little take that.
This is the best thing that Jason Keller could ask for. These guys are worried so much about each other. They don't realize that here comes Keller. We're calling Keller the catfish. He hasn't been off that bottom hardly all day.
Bottom feed. Very, very nice.
That's it, baby. We gotta go. Gotta go.
Somebody hit that.
Good to go, buddy. Good to go.
Made that up all by yourself?
Actually, I gave that nickname to my sprint car driver.
Oh, Jason Keller blows up. Keller loses an engine going in turn 3.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
They running.
It's a B-box. It's a B-box.
B-box is not going to help the smoke, boys.
Not at all.
22 laps to go. He's running third. His rival for the championship's been in the garage since lap 19. Smoke.
I don't know, just smoking real bad. Getting vibrating really bad.
When they start vibrating like that, they don't fix themselves. There's nothing you can do with wiring or fuel system. It's not going to make that problem any better.
Okay, Dave.
Now they look under the hood. There's not a lot of oil up under the hood, which is a usual sign that the motor has blown, but they're going to check the left side of the motor, check the blocks, see what they can see. And Jason says to him now, we did what we needed to do, we did what we could do, and it looks like they're just calling it quits. It just quit.
Jason is going to finish 34th.
That's too bad.
Greg Biffle's going to finish 42nd. He gained some points on him today, but boy, what it could have been. Now, how about this? After Michael Waltrip on 2 tires and Todd Bodine on 4 from their last pit stop, after Michael fought him off and fought him off and fought him off, he's gapped him and pulling away.
But now Michael's concern is the 9 car, Jeff Burton. He goes up to take that second spot away from Todd Bodine.
The smart thing, Michael did what he had to do. He made Todd really, really work hard down on the low side there to get by. And keeping him down there kept making him have to pinch the car down to the bottom of the racetrack to stay underneath Michael coming up off, and that's really hard on the tires. So Michael being able to stay up on the outside, he was able to run his line and make Todd have to work a lot harder just to try to stay with him or get by.
Checking the championship standings, they were 82 points apart coming into the race, Biffle and Keller, so Jason will just about cut it in half. But boy, what it could have been.
What could have been. Here's Wally. You see, this is a battle for 9th, 10th, 11th. Uh-oh, about to lose a spot. Casey Kane on the inside in the 98.
Poor Wally cannot get out of the crowd all day today. I don't think he's had clean air the whole race.
Here we go for second. 9 car, Jeff Burton just not able to get up underneath Todd Bodine. What's happened to that 92, Marty?
Well, they think they may have made some contact with Michael Waltrip on the racetrack, maybe bent in the fender. Todd's asked his spotter to look at it. His spotter says he can't see anything, but Todd has really picked up a bad push. They think that's what's wrong with the car.
And that might have been the source of Michael Waltrip's displeasure earlier, too.
Well, going by just there, you can see the right front fender there. It looks like it's out pretty good, so I don't think he made too much contact. And if he did push the fender, and he didn't push it in bad enough to make it push as bad as it seems.
Be 10 laps to go next time for leader Michael Waltrip. As we continue to watch the great race for second spot, Michael has checked out on these guys. Almost 4 seconds he's put on this fight for second place. Behind these cars, back to 5th place Hamilton Jr. You've got Jeff Green in 6th, Joe Nemechek 7th, Stacy Compton 8th, Jimmy Spencer 9th, and Casey Kane in 10th. Top 5 run for Hamilton Jr. so far, Dave.
And Alan, he was about 20 car lengths back of this group when they started racing each other. And of course, the coaching on the radio was, hey, these guys are either going to race each other or wreck each other. Keep plugging, you'll catch him. And by golly, he did. They've been cranking on the track bar all day, a little bit at a time, trying to loosen up his race car. And they've got it right where they want it. He can race with him now.
His wife Stephanie, get on. I tell you, Jeff Burton has worked, I think, about as hard as anybody right now. He keeps working that bottom, and his car obviously doesn't want to go there. But if he's going to pass anybody, they're all running high. He's got to go down there.
And Jeff's really good at this track. Jeff Burton knows how to pass here, and I can promise you, he's not leaving anything on the table right now. He's pulled every trick out of his bag that he's got. If he can't get by, it's not because he's not trying, that's for sure.
Hamilton Jr. trying that yellow line. And here we go again.
One coming at you inside.
And they just keep pulling each other back to each other with the draft there.
Good run on the bottom for Burton this time. I think he's finally got him. And here comes Jeff Green up to the outside of Hamilton Jr. for 5th place.
And look at Jeff Burton already going for that 2nd spot. Well, you made a terrific corner up at 3 and 4, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Just use that momentum to pull up in the draft and get enough of a run on him that he didn't have to pack the air if he just slingshotted by.
But Scott Riggs pulled up right behind Jeff Burton and got him loose to the point he had to back up off the throttle. Now they're 3 wide in 3.
Okay, who gives? Back to 2 wide. Maybe.
Inside. Clear behind the 9. Clear behind 9. 92's inside.
Wow. Riggs didn't get off that corner at all.
92.
The hard thing is he was stuck in the middle of those 3 cars, and he was actually the first car. So we were talking about that V earlier. He was the front car with a car on each side. Both of those cars were able to pull his car back, which gave both of those guys the momentum. It killed his entry speed into 3, killed the whole corner speed into 4, so that's why he got off with forcing down.
Well, if you watch what Scott Riggs is doing, they think they may have selected the wrong gear for today. You'll notice that when he comes off the corner, he's able to catch cars, but at the end of the straightaway, they start to pass him. So they think they may have the wrong gear in the car. He'll catch him, middle of the corner off, but he will have problems when they get to the end of the straightaway. They can pass him back.
Jeff Green for Todd Bodine. That'll be 3rd place for that 21 car for Richard Childress.
In other words, Marty, I guess what you're saying is they have too much gear in the car, that they have the power off the corner, but they're running out of motor when they get down to the end of the straightaway.
In fact, they have a little more gear than everyone else.
I got you. Thank you.
I'll tell you now, if tomorrow's race is half what today's race was, it's going to be a blast.
So, Tony, tomorrow, please, if you're out front, play back, race with these guys. Make it fun. See how much fun we're having up here today?
Trust me, as competitive as the Cup Series is, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that too much.
Got to come from 24th starting spot tomorrow, so you'll be coming up through traffic for a little while.
Yeah, but that's a very familiar starting spot here for me. I always start in the mid-20s for some reason. We never really qualify that well here, but our race package has always been really, really good here.
21 lead changes in this race today. 10 different guys have been out in front. We've had some fun watching Wally throughout the day. Looks like he might come up just shy of a top 10 finish, but for the first time in a NASCAR race car in a year, not bad. We'll give him some props.
And he's finally in some clean air, so he can at least catch his breath finally. Yeah. I think they wore him out. Woo! Sound like a little bit too tight there. We had to check up a little bit. But I think he's done a great job today to come out of retirement like that and not race with these guys week in and week out. I think he's had a very, very solid run today.
You use the R word. Ooh, he won't like that.
Yeah.
You use the R word.
Resting?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
We'll say he was resting for a while.
So Wally in 12th place, solid run for him and the Pepsi team today. And we'll look forward to him joining us tomorrow for our coverage of the Winston Cup race. I'll tell you, Michael Waltrip looked like he was done. He took 2 tires on that pit stop back at lap number 79. We all questioned whether that was the call or not. Todd Bodine with the 4 fresh tires came out of the pack, caught him, got alongside him, and Michael would not give up.
And the amazing thing is, in watching Michael Waltrip 10 or 15 laps ago, as you look at the speeds as you go by each lap, I saw Michael Waltrip run faster laps than I've seen anyone all day long with just changing 2 tires. So I really believe that tomorrow and tomorrow's Winston Cup race, we'll see a lot of teams change 2 tires.
And a lot of the crew chiefs are watching the race, and they're watching just for that reason, trying to see who takes 2 tires. What the reaction is, just like we were watching, and other crews down in the Busch Series today were watching each other to see after that first set of stops who took 2, who took 4, who took none, to see how the cars were going to react. Just like the Busch guys were coming down after the first practice to see what the Cup cars were doing. The Cup guys do the same thing watching the Busch Series race to get that knowledge also.
Coming to 2 laps to go for Mikey. His advantage over Jeff Burton still better than 3.5 seconds. There would be Buffy. Now it says Michael's wife. This day today, this is Michael's car owner. Buffy owns the race team.
It's not a bad car owner to have.
Nope. She's obviously done her job well.
And you can tell she's stealing. She doesn't even look the least bit nervous up there. She's just hanging out and watching.
Pop quiz, last Busch Series win for Michael Waltrip.
Wasn't it here?
No. No. Charlotte, October 99. Remember when he was second to Mike McLaughlin and Mike ran out of gas, like
that's right.
Coming off turn 2 on the last lap? Fuel will not be a problem today. 2 more miles around for Michael Waltrip.
Sometimes that could be the problem, 2 more miles, but everything has worked perfectly so far.
A season that started off on most difficult terms for Michael. Performance struggling in that Napa car for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Some questioned whether he'd keep his job. Then April, a big turnaround for that team. And Michael's on top of the world right now. His contract extended. He's won a race on the Winston Cup side. And now this Busch Series team that he and Buffy own are going to go to victory lane as well. It'll be NASCAR Busch Series win number 9 for Michael Waltrip. He takes the checkered flag and wins the Cabela's 250 at Michigan. 2-tire stop did the trick. Waltrip wins by 3.9 seconds over Jeff Burton. How about Wally racing for a spot on the last lap?
And it's going to be, looks like Hank Jr. just beating for that 13th spot.
14th on the day for Old Wall. Michael Waltrip, a good day. And you notice the leaderboard very heavily laden with Winston Cup guys. We said at the top of our broadcast, no race practice for the Busch Series yesterday because of the weather. Top 4 guys in this race, all Winston Cup drivers. Marty?
Well, Bobby Kennedy, you said on lap 79, we'll see if 2 tires was the right call, and I think it was.
Yeah, it turned out that way. I got a little worried to see that 92 coming, but, you know, like I said, we made a decision this morning that we're going to do, and we stuck by it, and it worked.
Very good for you guys. They finished second twice before. This year, their first win of 2002.
Michael Waltrip has become the 14th different NASCAR Busch Series winner in this 2002 season in 23 races. And he's in the winner's circle now. That dream machine is pretty much a dream today. How about it, Dave?
Michael Waltrip gets out of the Aaron's Dream Machine, acknowledges this huge Busch Series crowd, and hops on down here. And you know what? We thought this race was over when Todd Bodine caught up to you with 4 fresh tires. Did you know that you had this thing?
No, but he ran into me, and so I tried to wait till he's exactly beside me, and I swerved at him and tried to cave in his right front fender. And I don't know if he did it or I did it, but after that he wasn't so good anymore. But, you know, when you're racing for the win, you're not supposed to run into a guy. And he did.
Show us, Macy gave you a good luck charm today, Michael. Do you attribute some of that? Macy, what did you give your dad today? What is that? That's some sort of a magnet?
Show him the magnet.
That was what she picked for his good luck charm.
Good job, Macy.
I guess Macy to get to pick the good luck charm again next time. Is that probably safe to say?
Macy and Caitlin and Buffy just inspire me. I love my family. I love my mom. I'm thankful we could win for you, Mom. And all the folks in Cheryl's Ford that worked so hard on this car. It's pretty cool. Daryl and I just made a bunch of commercials for Aaron's. And Kim Butler wanted me to win at Bristol when we debuted the commercials. I always get things mixed up. Say hi to everybody back at the shop, especially Randall. Randall's been a little down, but buddy, I hope this picks you up, and we'll see you back at the shop soon.
All right, a win like this, Mikey's going to pick up a lot of people. Matt?
Well, David, it looked like a win possibly for Todd Bodine, and then that fender damage, Todd.
Yeah, I don't know what Mikey's crying about. I barely got into him. I could have kept on pushing him and sent him around in the infield, but I didn't. And the next lap, he body slammed, he bent the fender in. Then the car pushed after that. It's a shame. We had the fastest car, but Cedrin team did a great job all weekend. Had awesome pit stops. Everything went right. We had a good car. Just a shame we got the fender bent in at the end.
Todd Bodine finishes 4th.
All right. Well, this one's been interesting, hasn't it?
There you go.
Little strategy, a little on-track confrontation. And the final results today from here in Michigan. Waltrip gets the W. He's in the winner's circle. Big story on the championship today, Jason Keller and Greg Biffle. Biffle fell out at lap 19. Looked like Keller could gain a lot of points on him today, but then Keller fell out with 22 laps to go while running 3rd, and he winds up way back in 35th position. So we checked the NASCAR Busch Series championship standings at the conclusion of today's race, and what was a... There it is,